Right, let's start today's session. This is the first session of DJANGO framework. Okay, so this batch is completely included DJANGO plus REST API plus FLASK. Total 3 frameworks I'm going to cover in this batch, including basics of UI technologies like HTML, CSS, JavaScript, jQuery, Bootstrap. Basics also must for designing the web pages. Because as you know that these are all web development frameworks actually. And also Python extension frameworks. These are Django, REST API, Flask. To understand this Django, REST API, Flask, compulsory basics of UI technologies like HTML knowledge is required, CSS knowledge is required, JavaScript knowledge is required, jQuery and Bootstrap knowledge also required. This also I'm going to cover. And also basics of MySQL database knowledge also required. Or SQLite 3. Because whenever you set up Django project, by default, there will be one integrated database available that is called SQLite 3 database. So I am going to jQuery is Java, correct? I'm not sure that. What is you're asking the question? jQuery is a JavaScript extension, jQuery, like there is no related Java and all. Okay, it's not Java. Yeah. Java is different and jQuery and JavaScript is different. So these are UI technologies. So for designing purpose, validation purpose, we use these UI technologies. And database knowledge is required. And to start Django REST API Flask, most important prerequisite subject is what, sir? Python. So I'm telling you once again, whoever joined in the online sessions for this, you must know about Python, then only you can continue with the Django REST API Flask. If you don't have Python, so try to ignore these sessions. At least in Python, suppose you are learning Python, still it is going your batch, means you can continue, no problem. At least in Python, mainly data structures, functions, modules, and object-oriented programming features, you must know. These are enough. Data structure, functions, and anyway, control flow statements compulsory required. Control flow statements means what? If conditions, else conditions, for loop, while loop, these are all compulsory. These are main core topics, sir, which is compulsory required to learn Django REST API. At least if you know this, it will be okay. So undoubtedly prerequisite subject is Python. Already most of them completed Python here. That's what I started this Django. And in the Django development, anyway, we will cover basics of UI and MySQL after demo sessions over. Okay. Yeah. So first we will focus on completely Django today. After Django complete, then only we'll start REST API. After REST API, then only we'll start Flask. So orderly we have to go with. So today we will fully focus on Django development process and what is Django, how it is, complete introduction I'm going to give. So first point number 1, Django is not a programming language for sure. Django is not a programming language. Django is not a programming language. Then what is Django, sir? Django is a framework. Django is a framework which is used to develop the web applications. Django is a framework which is used to develop the web applications. You know, web application means what? The application which will provide services over the web or internet is called web application simply. So in general, real-time Flipkart, Amazon, e-commerce sites, banking sites, all are web applications which will provide services over the web. That are web applications. In Python full stack development, web application development purpose, we need one framework called DJANGO framework. So what is framework? I said already. Framework is nothing but it's having set of rules and regulations. And by following that set of rules and regulations, as a programmer, we have to build the application. And even framework contains multiple libraries. The moment when we install DJANGO framework, you will get plenty of libraries which is related to web application. Using that libraries, we can start development of logics. Okay. And DJANGO is a Python-based web framework. DJANGO is a Python-based web framework. Why? Because it is DJANGO framework is completely written in. DJANGO is completely written in which language? Python language. So that means DJANGO can understand only Python instructions, sir. If you pass the instructions with Python language, then DJANGO can understand. Otherwise, not. So you can't pass the instructions by using Java. You can't pass the instruction by using C++ because DJANGO is completely written in Python language. If you go through instructions with Python, then DJANGO can understand. Otherwise, not. So DJANGO prerequisite subject is Python compulsory. It is a high level. DJANGO is a high level, free and open source web development framework. Yes. DJANGO is a high level and free open source web development framework. Okay. So it is completely written in Python language. So Python is a prerequisite, sir, here. Obviously, Mr. Om Prakash, those who not have completed Python course, he can't study DJANGO. Correct. At least if you are in the learning process of Python, it will be good. Even if you not started learn Python, then it's not recommend. After completion of Python, better recommendation. But still you are in the middle of Python learning process, you can eligible to attend DJANGO. No problem. So it is a high level free and open source web development framework I'm saying. Okay. And here you can see, sir, DJANGO is also pronounced. DJANGO is also pronounced as Django. So D is a silent. So DJANGO is also pronounced as Django, sir. Why? Because this DJANGO framework name is a person name. So the famous George guitarist, that person name is called DJANGO Reinhardt. If you go through Google it, that person details also will be available. But before going to Struts history, I'll tell you that first DJANGO was designed and developed by Lawrence Journal World. In the year of 2003. And then publicly released. So DJANGO released publicly in the year of 2005. Okay. Publicly released in the year of 2005 July under BSD license, means Berkeley Source Distribution, BSD license. Okay. Yes. And right now DJANGO is maintained by DSF, DJANGO Software Foundation. DJANGO Software Foundation. Okay. Yes. So the original authors, initially the development done by under BSD license, Lawrence Journal World in the year of 2003. Then publicly released DJANGO framework in the year of 2005 July. So official date of birth of DJANGO is 2005 21st July. And right now DJANGO is maintained by DJANGO Software Foundation, but the name is completely derived in a person name, that is DJANGO Reinhardt, but the original authors of DJANGO is, so these are the original authors, Adrian Halovati and Simon Willison. These two are the main authors of DJANGO. Okay. And you can see that I'm just Google it. So the name DJANGO Reinhardt. So now you can see DJANGO Reinhardt. He is the famous jazz guitarist, a legendary Romani French guitarist. DJANGO Reinhardt was the first hugely influential jazz guitarist here, European jazz guitarist. The authors are the big fan of him. That's what they have given their framework name was DJANGO. So that's what we are calling it as just Django. D is a silent. Django also pronounced, DJANGO also pronounced as Django. So these are the small story, the author's information and license details and who is developed DJANGO in which year 2005. But what purpose we are using DJANGO is the matter, that is completely web development framework purpose. Okay. And coming to this, in DJANGO, we are going to follow the principles called DRY. That means what? Do not repeat yourself. DRY principle we are following. Okay. Yes, Mr. Nagendra. See, sir, you are messaging in the middle, but I'm not concentrating whether I should tell you and I should reply you. Please stop it. And at the end, I'll give you all the instructions, please. See, as usual, if you are my Python students, you'll understand that. So after 3 demos, so today, day after tomorrow, and one more session also there, the demos after only, I'll prepare one Google Drive folder with the name DJANGO 2025 December. In that, I keep on post the video lecture DJANGO 1, DJANGO 2, DJANGO 3. And along with that, after demos, I'll send this complete DJANGO PDF material, which is having 300 pages material will be there here. You can see this. This is DJANGO PDF. But along with this, we must attend regular sessions. Otherwise, you will not get clarity, sir. Hope you understand. Please wait till the end of the session. Don't post the questions in the middle. Please concentrate what I'm telling you now. After that, I'll clearly get pass the information. So where I'm in, so DJANGO follow the principle called DRY. That means what? Do not repeat yourself. So without repeating the code, instead of that repeating the code, we are going to reuse, sir. Reusability means one time if you implement the logic, multiple times we can use it without wasting our time. And most importantly, DJANGO follow the complete architecture. You can see this. DJANGO follow the architecture. This architecture only entire DJANGO lectures we will follow, sir. That architecture name is what you know, MVT. M stands for model, V stands for view, T stands for template. Okay, sir. So DJANGO follow the architecture that is MVT, model, view, template, MVT template. So in complete throughout DJANGO sessions, we are going to follow this template only, sir. In this template only, everything will be there. I'll tell you. So what are the things are available here, MVT template. See, sir, you know, we are working with DJANGO. This is for web development. In every web development process, web development frameworks will follow the client server architecture. It's very common. Not only here Django development, Java web development, .NET web development, everyone will follow client server architecture only. Even in our regular basis, whenever you are accessing the website means you are the client. You are sending request. Then that request goes to where? Web server. The server will give the response to you. So this is client server architecture process. As a client or end user, we need to raise the request. And that request goes to concerned web application server. Server will take the client request and process it and give the response to client only. So this is client server architecture based on only we are implementing DJANGO application. Let me give more clarity about MVT, sir, because this is our main target. M is nothing but model. View is nothing but V for view. T is nothing but template. It stands for. And now tell me, sir, model represent data access layer. Try to understand. This is data access layer. View is nothing but, many of the students think that view is nothing but presentation layer, but not. So generally view is nothing but what we are going to view on the screen, but not. In other uh, frameworks like Java frameworks, .NET frameworks, they used to call it as view means presentation layer only. But in coming to the Django, view is nothing but business access layer. And here MVT template is nothing but what's a presentation layer. Presentation layer means what we are going to show when user send request in the output. That is UI technologies. Presentation layer means design. See, sir, data access layer is under comes into the model, business access layer under comes into the view, presentation layer under comes into the template. This is MVT architecture. Now, for data access layer purpose, what subjects are required means MySQL and also SQLite 3 subjects are required because database tools that are. Business access layer purpose means actual logic what we are going to write means using Python script. Already you know Python. Complete coding we are going to write in entire Django development with Python code only, sir. That's what Python is recommend to learn Django. And this is access layer. But presentation layer purpose, that is template. Template means design. Designing purpose, what we are going to learn? UI technologies like HTML, CSS, styling purpose, JavaScript, validation purpose, jQuery, advanced libraries, bootstrap, validations, as well as styling. Both are combinationally. So these are all UI technologies. So each subject will indicate one layer of MVT. As of now, we know very well what layers are only view because you completed your Python. So you are good enough knowledge with Python. Now we will try to get the knowledge with MySQL and SQLite UI in the process of Django discussion. That's enough. So every day in Django development, we will concentrate on MVT only, sir. Model view template. Okay. Let me show you the diagrammatic representation once MVT so that you will get clarity. So this diagram you should register in your mind completely because every day we will follow this diagrammatic representation. Forget about user, Django URL. Later I'll explain here. So focus on these three: view, model, template. Okay. Listen, sir. As I mentioned that Django is a client server architecture application. Not only Django, any web application is a client server architecture. See, sir, in our daily activities also, whenever you browse any website, only any user can do two activities, sir. One is either user can send the data to the database or user can get the data from database. That's it. Two transaction only can do in real time also. So observe in that point. Here, as I mentioned, view is nothing but Python logic. This is business access layer. And model is nothing but database representation, means database access layer. Template is nothing but presentation layer, UI technologies. First option I will show you. Suppose I want to store my data into database. Suppose you are new to website. What they will say, sir? Register. In the registration, you have to fill your details: first name, last name, date of birth, gender, all those things. Where you are going to where you are going to fill, that is in form. That form is nothing but template or not. Template means UI, design. So after giving input values in the template, that means HTML page is there with the text boxes, labels, buttons, all. As soon as when we click on submit the details, that all the details going back to where's a view. View is nothing but Python logic. Python will receive the user details and keep within it. And before sending that details into database, Python logic will validate the result. Means user entered valid data or not, you have to cross check first. User might be enter mail ID wrong, password wrong, username not correct, like that. So after validating by the view Python logic, once the validation successfully done, this view is responsible to send those details into where models, means database. This is as simple as that. Okay. And next procedure, this is for inserting, means storing our data. Registration complete. Next, I want to retrieve my data to some extent because user wants to modify the details. Then what he can do, he can get the data from database. For that purpose, in a template, we have to send request to the view. For what purpose? You need to get the data. This view will collect the data from model. Means model will give data back to the view. This view is responsible to send back the data to the template. So this is reverse process. But ultimately in this both process, both direction, which I explained, who is the main role, sir? View. Observe here. So via view through only they are going to be communicate. So there is no link between model and template. Did you observe? Model and template directly no interaction. So that's what in MBT pattern, view is the main hero. Yes, without view, you can't do any actions. So model and template user interface and direct database cannot communicate. If they want to communicate, via view should communicate because view is the main logic, Python logic, code through we can communicate. So I hope you understand this MBT pattern, sir. So view Python logic, model means database, template means UI design. 3 layers you have to focus. Okay, that is what I am telling you. So in Python, what we learned so far, you got little bit easy because every time we open Python file and write that and execute it, and we got the output done. But that is not much easy, not here to handle the DJANGO especially. So you only should design the template. You only should prepare the model and database. You only should write the logic and make 3 layers integration. In any layer, if you do simple mistake like comma missing, bracket missing, obviously completely error. So that's what, be careful while doing DJANGO development process. So that's what regularity important, sir. Whether you are attending online or offline, don't miss the sessions. If you miss one session, next session, too much impact will be there. You will also see. So that's what my sincere request, don't miss the sessions. If at all, if you miss the session, please watch the missing video recording and join, then it will be good. Otherwise, it is difficult to manage the things. So a little bit complex you feel in the initial stage, but don't give up. I'll be here to make you simplify the things. So once you be very patient, 1 week, 10 days sessions, then things will go normal. Then once you catch the flow of DJANGO, MVT model, then it will be easy to understand. Nothing is there. But initial stage, you might get typical because you need to manage all the layers from your end. So that's what here to make the simplify the things. So here user is there, will send the request to DJANGO server. Server can identify the URLs. URLs means uniform resource locator. For example, as a user also, whenever you want to access any website, www.flipkart.com means I'm sending request in the URL. That URL through it can identify what way we'll execute. That's it. So later I'll explain MBT diagram clearly. So this is roughly I explain what exactly we are going to do with MBT model view template. Okay. And in this DJANGO development, again, front end and back end development both are there, sir. So front end development is only what? UI. Yes. Front end development focus only UI. And back end development means MySQL, SQLite 3, Python, everything is backend only. Backend, why I'm saying? Because MySQL code, SQLite 3 code, Python code, you will never see as an end user or customer. Only end user can see onto the screen the UI design only. Okay. Forms and login forms and registration forms like this. So front end design purpose, we should focus on UI. And back end development purpose, we should focus on frameworks and databases and all. Okay. And first 3-4 demos over of DJANGO. Complete setup, we will make it DJANGO first. First 3-4 days. Once 3-4 days over, then I'll completely make it side DJANGO. 1 week sessions, we will focus on UI technologies. Yes. HTML basics, CSS, JavaScript, all basics we will deliver. Because before going to enter into MVT pattern, you should be in a position to design the page. But how to design the page without having knowledge of UI technologies? That's what I'm going to focus 1 week sessions on UI technologies. After that, we will move to DJANGO. And once I move into DJANGO, with the flow, you will understand MySQL queries and SQL queries, or everything commonly like that. So this is our action plan. And in this DJANGO web development, it is a web development framework. So every DJANGO developer, you must and should understand some technical terms are there, sir. First one is web page. Second one is web browser. Sorry, website. So first web page, and next to website, next to web browser, and next to web server. These are all technical terms where we are going to use daily basis. All are technical terms. Web page means what? Website means what? Web browser means what? Web server means what? Very simple, sir. Web page is nothing but what? Suppose I am the client or end user. For example, you are the student of DurgaSoft. So you are looking one course from DurgaSoft website. So I can open durgasoft.com website. This is my website, for example. Okay, sir. You are the student. You are looking a course in DurgaSoft. So in DurgaSoft website, if you are looking the course, for example, you are looking full stack Python, all these things, you can get the details. So you are the end user or customer of DurgaSoft, right? So this information related to end user or not, whatever we are seeing on the screen. So that's the reason what I'm saying, that information towards the end user, information towards the end user, information towards the end user or client is called web page. What information we are showing, that is nothing but web page. Information towards the end user or client is called web page. But see, sir, web pages can be two types: static web page and as well as dynamic web page. Static web page as well as dynamic web page. See, sir, static web page means what? Non-interaction pages. Non-interaction pages are nothing but static web page. Non-interaction pages. And dynamic pages means what? User interaction pages. User interaction pages, nothing but dynamic pages. For example, you can see as a first time visitor to this website, I want to know about DurgaSoft. So I can click on About Us link here. So as soon as when I click on About Us, about DurgaSoft, they are saying that. Okay. So contact information like this. I want to contact. So contact details are given. This is what static contents are. Static means you just reading it and leave it from the web page. So this is non-interaction pages. You are not interacting as an end user or client by giving details. After knowing about DurgaSoft and contact information, then if you click on registration button, so what they are saying, sir, registration form. So you have to mention name, phone number, email, current status, course you are looking, all the details you have to enter from your end. After that, submit. This is what page? Interaction page. Means you are interacting with this page by entering your details, and your details can be passed to DJANGO admin people. They can contact you later. So this is dynamic content. Dynamic means runtime. The action is going to be takes place. Your data will be stored into DurgaSoft server. So dynamic pages is nothing but interaction pages, user interaction pages. Static web page means non-interaction pages are called static pages. So using HTML dynamic pages, static pages only we can create. HTML with JavaScript and jQuery, we can create dynamic pages also. And what about CSS here? Styling. These are normal HTML through we can design web pages. But do you want to make more styling for look and feel better? Then you can go for CSS also. Cascading style sheet, we can use it. So additional styling purpose, we can use CSS for HTML. And more styling is required for your web page with styling and validation. I recommend Bootstrap. Bootstrap is the most UI front-end framework for web development process in every web development. Not only Django web development, Java development, .NET development, people will use Bootstrap very oftenly, which makes rich user interface. We will also focus more on Bootstrap only in the Django development process, actually. So this is about web page. Information towards the end user or client is called web page. Okay. Now, website means you understand what is that website. It's a group of web pages, or it is a collection of web pages. Means multiple web pages are considered as what? Website. So we can move from one page to another page also. Total website, whatever the how many pages are there, that many pages you can navigate from one page to another page. That is called website only, we can say that. And web browser, these two are very important, sir. Even though you have a web page, and even though if you have multiple web pages under one website, do you want to open website or web page? Compulsory browser is required. Without a browser, you can't do anything. So what is web browser means? Web browser is a software. Web browser is a software which is used to manage, the different types of web pages. Different types of web pages. What are the web browser software, sir? Google Chrome, example. Okay. Microsoft Edge, Internet Explorer, okay. Mozilla Firefox, Opera. So many browsers are there. Any software you can use, browser software. You need to install the browser software in your machine. Then only you can able to send the request from the browser. Without web browser software, you can't able to manage any web pages. And what is web server? Yes, server is very, very important, sir. Because as I said that Django is completely web development framework. So it is a client server architecture based. So as a client, you have to send the request or raise the request to the server. Server need to be take your request and process and send the response back. So web server will play the important role in web development process. So web server is also a software which is used to manage the different types of websites. Yes, websites can be managed by server. Different types of websites. So web server is a software which is used to manage the different types of websites. So what is web server means? Here in Django, whenever we install Django framework, completely web development server also will be installed. That server through we can manage our request. That is local server. Okay. So these four are technical terms you must and should aware because we are fully focused on web development process. That's what is web page, what is website, what is browser, what is server. You must understand this. And Django is having clear-cut documentation, sir. It's having clear documentation. If you are new to Django, do you want to know about Django in the self-learning process? I recommend you to visit official website is there. So what is official website of Python? You know already, python.org, right? And what is the official website of Django means? Django project.com website. This is official website. DjangoProject.com website. If you visit this website now, so you will get clarity what things are there in Django. If you are new to Django development, you will come to know what things are there in Django. You can see www.djangoproject.com. This is official website. The web framework for perfectionist with deadlines. So I'm saying, sir, Django is a framework, right? Whenever we install the Django framework into your machine, you will get plenty of web-related libraries. Using those libraries, we can develop the application very fast. Means, so already libraries are nothing but what I said are ready-made resources, readily available. You have to use it directly. But how to use, you must know that. That's what we are learning. And other frameworks also there apart from Django. What is the difference means? So that frameworks will not provide much more rich libraries. That's what development, it will take little bit time when compared to Django. If you start web development with Django, development will become easy because plenty of libraries will be available directly. You can use it directly. So rapid application development possible in DJANGO. Rapid application means faster rate of application development. And wherever you write the logics in DJANGO development, that all logic code completely belongs to Python language, sir. No doubt at all. Complete code, programming, Python, with following DJANGO rules and specifications. Because DJANGO framework will give the guidelines, set of rules and regulations. By following that DJANGO guidelines, by writing Python script, by designing with UI technologies, by integrating with the database, we will make project. So in DJANGO development, 2 to 3 projects also we will do lively. As I'll write my own code, you have to write also your development process. That projects we can keep in your resume as a fresher, no doubt at all. So that's what you can claim. You also having the coding skills before going to attend interviews. Okay. So this is the clear documentation. If you want to read the documentation section from official website, click on the documentation. So look at this. These are the step-by-step approach. Model layers are there, models, query set, model instances, migrations, view layer is there, template layer is there, forms are there, Django forms means user interface purpose. Okay, there are complete admin panel, securities, everything is there. So if you look at first time, you are the first time user, you may not understand what they are saying. If already know about the basics of Django, then easily we can able to catch. Once you complete your Django subject learning from us, then you will be in a position to understand what they are saying. So you can extend in your development process whenever you want to advance topics and updates, anything, you can get it from here. And the latest version of Django, do you want to see? So then you can see in the official from the home page only, the version, I think you will be able to get latest version is 6.0. So what are the new things also we will figure out, sir, 6.0. Actually, for my ongoing projects like Django batches are going right now. So several batches. For them, I think 5 point some version I have installed. And do you want to check by Django version? Also, you can check it. I'll show you simple command through. But this is the official website. You can go through it if you want. Okay. And next, one more important thing, sir. Before going to set up Django in your machine, first thing you have to check whether Python exists or not. Compulsory. Without Python installation, you can't continue with the Django because Python compulsory required. And already we have installed Python many times, right? Yes. No competitor. Competitor means I think Java frameworks as well as .NET framework like ASP.NET and all. Okay. So now coming to this, let's go to command prompt. So the command prompt, you know that what command is relevant to check that what we can say Python version is there or not. Let me check. So command prompt Python space hyphen version. This is the way to check Python exists or not. Yes, I got confirmation Python exists in my mission. If exists, you will get version number. No? Yes, if not, you must install it. How to install? I don't need to say that again. Python installation. And let me text in my computer right now, Django, what version I install. For my Django previous project, I have installed already so that I can get the version. To get the version of Django, simply Django -admin, sir. This command must Django -admin space version. That's it. If I press enter, I'll be able to get complete version number of Django. See, sir, previously what version I have installed? Okay, 20 days before I have started new batch of Django. For them, I have installed 5.2.7. Now current version, what it's showing in the official documentation, 6.0. For your batch, whenever I do setup, then 6.0 only integrated. That's it. Or do you want to continue with old version also? You can use, no problem. So it's keep on version to versions, small minor upgradations will be there. That version through we will continue, sir. This is the first step you have to cross verify from your computer. Then after that, you can start the setup of your Django. So this is complete basic introduction of Django framework. Okay, sir. Tomorrow's session is very important, crucial for everyone. Don't miss at all. I request you, please. Because tomorrow what I'll do, step by step, at least 10 to 11 steps you have to follow for setup of DJANGO, that to command prompt setup. Once you completely successfully that 10 steps, then nothing to worry. You can proceed your practice. If you are struggle for doing that steps, then you have to think. That's what I'm telling you. Don't miss tomorrow. Make it setup from your end first, DJANGO setup. Once your DJANGO setup successfully done, then you can feel free to practice whatever I said examples in our sessions. Okay? Yes. So model layer purpose SQLite tree MySQL we can use, Mr. CSV file, XML files, that is, it will come in the REST API because we can extract the data with JSON format, Excel format, all these things that is completely here. Okay. Yeah. So, and one more thing I forgot. And you will receive after 3 days. Today, first demo is over, right? Just basic introduction. Duration of this course is 3 months, sir. 3 months compulsory. DJANGO is there with the projects. After DJANGO, REST API is there for API generation. That is FLASK framework also there. 3 frameworks, all there. That's what 3 months it will take. Okay. So, and you will receive after 3 days. Okay. Once 3 days completed, then you will receive this material, sir. You can see DJANGO complete material. 300 pages will be there. Each and every step I clearly mention. Once if you follow this material, even who don't join the session, by looking this material, they can able to manage it. But join the session and make the payment. It's important. So that's then only I can share the document, right? Yes. So this is PIP. Yeah, PIP only. Tomorrow you'll see Mr.Naveen. PIP space install space DJANGO, but that directly you can't do it because there are several steps are there. We need to make virtual environment. In that environment only, we have to set up the DJANGO. Every day we should activate that environment and we have to do practice on it. So don't do from your end anything, sir. Please wait till tomorrow. I'll explain each and every step. You can follow that step. And if you follow initial stage, my instruction, that will be good for your practice. If you take your own decision, again, completely will be gone. You can't able to manage it. So please hold. Once setup is completed, everything will go normal. Okay. Yeah. So this material you will get complete topics also. I mentioned what I'm going to cover. So each and every step by step I mentioned clearly here. And look at, sir, in this, I have clearly included what are the popular websites which is implementing right now in DJANGO with Python. YouTube, Dropbox, Quora, Instagram, Washington Times, Mozilla, Firefox. Initially, it was developed using PHP, but later they have advanced look and feel purpose. They integrated with the DJANGO, Pinterest, Spotify, NASA, National Geographic. These all websites. In this website, DJANGO and Python contribution is there for sure. Okay, these are the just basic real-time websites which are already implemented with help of DJANGO as well as Python, sir. You will receive this material after 3 demo session. Okay. Today, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, 3 demos will be over. And Saturday evening, you will receive all my Python full stack existed students who are opted already full stack. You will automatically receive the material and 3 video lectures folder. And who are looking for enrolling for DJANGO extension, you must enroll for the course. After confirmation, I can share to you also. I think information is clear. Okay. Yes.
Sir, good morning, sir. Sir, myself Anil Singh. Sir,
Yeah.
actually, I have a knowledge of actually Java, JSP. We are doing JSP pages, our application. Sir, actually, I have some knowledge in data structures of Python also. So, then I can continue this, or I can to know full core and advanced Python only. I can able to do this course.
Wait, sir. I said already, at least in Python, you have to manage data structures, control flow statements, functions,
Yeah.
modules, object-oriented programming principles. This quite enough to handle Django. At least, if you are
Yeah, I
not
have some
fully
knowledge in
learned.
Java. Yeah, yeah,
No. I don't
yes,
mind
sir.
about
Yeah,
you are not having knowledge of Java or .NET. It doesn't make sense. So you should
okay,
have the knowledge with Python.
okay.
Yeah.
Sir, any evening batches is starting this Django.
No. Evening batch you want, it will take time, 1 month minimum. Evening, late night, around 8 p.m. or 9 p.m. we will be announced, but it takes time because evening batches still Python is going. Once I completed for them Python, they'll be ready for Django like that. So this batch is quite enough. You can utilize this.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, Mr. Anirvidha Kalaskar. Yeah, you can feel free to attend DJANGO also, no problem at all. Because anyway, real DJANGO, it will take time to start after 2 weeks also. Because first 3-4 days, we will try to make the setup of DJANGO, understand overview of DJANGO. After that, 1 week UI technologies will be there. After that only, we'll start DJANGO, real DJANGO. So you can also proceed who are 10 a.m. batch, right now ongoing batch. Because anyway, we are in the data structure discussion. Very soon we will go for functional oriented. So it will be manageable, I think. So please feel free to attend 2 more demos who are new to this session, especially who are not my students already. You can feel free to attend 2 more demos and you can decide after demos, do you want to continue with the Django lectures or not? Okay. So new students, after 3 days, you have to enroll for this course. Already my students who are opted only Python, Core and Advanced, you have to also enroll for this course. Then only you'll receive the videos, lectures and material. Already who enrolled initially Python full stack, no worries at all. By default, you'll get. So see you tomorrow. Don't miss tomorrow. You will have the full clarity session like how to set up Django step by step. Okay. Yeah. Thank you. Have a nice day. What is the duration time for 3 months course and which time course will started? Will they recorded sessions? What
Sir?
is the duration is 3 months and at which time course will be started? Today started already course. Will there be recorded session? Yes, every day session is going to record. That recorded video will be uploaded in Google Drive for lifetime access.
Hello, sir.
Yeah, tell me.
Sir, what about full stack duration, sir?
Full stack duration 5 months.
Okay. Sir, previously you have said that 3.5 to 4 months you have said.
3.5, not 4 months. I said full stack, which is not included fast API. For my
Oh,
fresh batch, which is 9 p.m., which I started recently, that I have included fast API also. That was the reason I said 5 months it is.
okay, okay, sir.
But this is we focus on this course. Once you have joined for this course, this will be 3 months for sure.
Okay.
Yeah. Only 1 hour session, 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. Yes, exactly. Monday
Okay.
to Saturday sessions, no class on Sunday.
Okay, sir.